This mailman is delivering mail, and it's the last day on his route. He's retiring after this day. So as he starts to deliver his mail on his last day, people are real nice to him. They're giving him envelopes, and they're telling him best of luck. And some people are actually giving him gifts. He gets a set of golf clubs on the first couple of blocks. Then he puts them in his truck, and he goes on, and he gets a few envelopes. And all of a sudden, he comes to this house, and the door opens up, and he's just about to put the mail in the mailbox. And there's a woman standing there in just a black nightie and high heels. And she just goes like this to him. So she opens up the door, and he comes in. She goes like this to him again. And he follows her into her bedroom, and she makes passionate love to him. And he's thinking, wow. Doesn't say a word to him. Finally she says, come on, I'm going to make you breakfast. So she takes him out to the kitchen after he gets dressed. And she's making him waffles and pancakes and sausage and eggs. And she's got a glass of orange juice for him and coffee. And he's just thinking, this is great. This is heaven. And all the time she's cooking, she's just in her nightie and heels. So finally, he's just about done with his breakfast, and she says, so how was it? And he goes, that was great. The whole thing has been great. She goes, fine. And she goes to hand him a dollar bill. And he says, well, what's this dollar for? She goes, well, I was talking to my husband last night, and I told him that this is the last day on your route, and that you were retiring from being a mailman. She said, so what should I do? He goes, fuck him. Give him a dollar. She goes, but breakfast was my idea. These two pals are talking at work, and the one guy says to his buddy, he goes, you don't mind me asking you a personal question, do you? He goes, no, go ahead. He goes, you've got 17 kids. How come you have 17 kids? He goes, well, it's my wife's fault. Your wife's fault? He goes, how is it your wife's fault that you have 17 kids? He goes, well, she's deaf. First guy goes, well, what does being deaf have to do with you and your wife having 17 kids, and that it's her fault? He goes, well, when we go to bed at night, I always roll over and I ask her, do you want to go to sleep or what? And she says, what? These two fishing buddies are having lunch, and the day before they had just been at a banquet where the one guy, who's really an expert fisherman, had accepted a trophy, and it was only one of a dozen trophies he's gotten in the last couple of years. And his buddy and him are talking, and his buddy says, well, what's your secret? How have you won so many trophies fishing? He goes, well, you know, we're all a little bit superstitious. And he goes, a few years back I decided to try this when I would fish without luck for a couple of weeks. He goes, I thought, when I leave to go fishing in the morning, my wife is asleep in bed. If she's laying on her right side, I'm going to fish off the right side of the boat and see if I have any luck. Sure enough, yeah. Caught a ton of fish. So he goes, the next time I went out fishing, she was sleeping on her left side when I left the house. And I tried that. Won a ton of fish. Won another trophy. He goes, wow. So if she's sleeping, when you leave the house, if she's sleeping on her right side, you fish off the right side of the boat. If she's sleeping on her left side, you fish off the left side of the boat. He goes, yeah, works every time. He goes, well, what do you do if she's laying on her back? Guy goes, I don't go fishing.